Good afternoon. Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News from Mountain Comfort Furnishings and Design. More than 60 people gathered on Main Street, Frisco today at the Historic Park for a glimpse of the solar eclipse.
When I was a kid in the 80s, my whole school shut down and we went out in the field and we all watched it together, and it was the coolest thing ever, and I'm reliving my best eclipse life today.
That was Alyssa Hibben from Keystone. She was there with her kids, Ollie and Annie, and they brought the soundtrack.
Total Eclipse of the Heart on remix.
Bringing a pair of telescopes was David Wagner with Astromark.
A fairly amateur Celestron 130 Newtonian reflector.
The eclipse here in Summit was not total, but the excitement was.
You kind of can imagine it and live through it vicariously. In this event that you know that in some parts of the country is this amazing event where the sky turns black for several minutes and day turns into night.
Handing out eclipse glasses and educating sun gazers on the Colorado dark sky movement was Janine Crevetto.
This eclipse is a cosmic event, and we love that. And I think we love to look up into the sky and see the stars and the comets. And that's why we live here. We want to see the stars as part of the mountain, as part of our natural world.
Breckenridge recently adopted new dark sky laws. Frisco is interested. And David with Astromark, he hopes you will join him for the next eclipse.
The very next total eclipse in the U.S. is going to be total in Denver. Unfortunately, for some of us that are getting on in the years, we might not be here for it. That's in 20 more years, in August of 2044.
I-70 traffic tumbled by nearly 20,000 vehicles this weekend to the slowest 3 days since early December. Just shy of 110,000 cars went through the tunnels Friday into Sunday. That's down 15% from the previous weekend, down about 10% from the same time last year. Saturday, it was the slowest 24 hours in over 2 months. A power outage at the tunnels briefly stalled I-70 this morning around 11:20. That power was quickly restored. A 12-year-old boy drowned in Clear Creek Saturday when the truck he was in slid off the road near Empire. It happened around 9 p.m. Clear Creek County Sheriff reports the boy was stuck between the truck and a boulder. Emergency responders and a passerby helped pull him free but could not resuscitate him. A man and 2 women escaped with minor injuries. In 20 minutes Saturday afternoon, 5 semi-trucks got stuck in the snow on eastbound I-70 between Silverthorne and the tunnels. None of them had chains. At least 2 were pulled free by tow trucks before they got tickets.
If it means somebody gets away with a $1,000 ticket, we actually would prefer that as long as we could get the roadway open.
That was Sergeant Patrick Rice with Colorado State Patrol.
We have some truckers who just don't care, and others who, do the right thing because it's the right thing, and everything in between.
During snowstorms, State Patrol or local police keep at least 1 vehicle at chain stations in Georgetown, Silverthorne, and Vail.
One, to keep them from stacking up into the lanes of travel, as I'm sure you all have seen, but also to make sure that they are complying and putting on those chains.
But not everyone stops. They do not have to.
To be fair to the trucking industry, many of those that people see go by and think aren't complying, they are complying. They just have an altered traction device that's already built in the vehicle.
There is no push right now from patrol or state lawmakers to require stops and inspections. In sports, the Rockies play the Diamondbacks today at 6:40. And in local sports, Summit High girls won big at the D'Evelyn Invite over the weekend. First place for the 800-meter sprint medley relay. They also took second in the 4x100 and the 4x800. Phil Lindemann, Krystal 93 News.